Did you know that in AutoCAD you can draw an ellipse with just 3 clicks? Let's do it together. Hey there, and welcome to AutoCAD 2025 series. It's really an honor for me to host you in this channel, Civil Engineering with Reza. Today, our focus is on learning how to draw an ellipse in AutoCAD. We will learn 2 methods, then at the end also we will learn how to draw an elliptical arc. So, if you want to enjoy these tutorials, be with me during this time. Let's go! Before learning how to do this process, at first let's be familiar with some components. As you can see, here I have my ellipse with a black line. Then I have 2 horizontal and vertical lines. What are they? We call them axes. We call mainly the red one, the red dash one, as the first axis, or let's say major axis, and the other, the blue one that is vertical, we call it the second axis, or let's better to say minor axis. So in this axis, as you can see, they are like a line. So they have their start point, end point, and their intersection is our center point of our ellipse. So it's our center point, the end point of the first axis, the end point of our second axis. Now we can easily understand how we can work with this process. To call our command, we can come to this part, and here, as you can see, we have 2 options to draw an ellipse. One of them is using the center point. Here it gives us information that by 3 points, having 3 points, you can draw your ellipse for the first one, but it starts with center. Let's click on this. Now it's active. Here says that specify center of an ellipse. I say okay, it's my center. As you can see, you see a yellow dash dot line here. It's somehow indication of this major axis, or let's say first axis. Now asks me to specify the end of that axis. I say this end point. Now I need to give here this third point, or it's better to say the end of my minor axis or second axis. Here I can give, like previous one, the approximate point, but here I prefer, for example, to say giving the value of 6, enter. It's my ellipse. The other method, as you can see, is this one. Here, instead of the center, I can use the start and end point of my first axis, then the same process of the previous one. Let's see it together. Here, instead of my center, asks me the start and end point. I say this is my start and this is my end point. It means that it shows the length of my major axis, the first axis. Now, I give half of the length of my minor axis. What is that? As you can see this point, I say, for example, like previous 6. It was the second way. But let's do some other studies here. As you can see, if I call this command again, I select the first point and I select the second point. Here I have another option, which is rotation. I can make it active by typing R. Now it's active. What's the meaning of this? When it's 0, it gives values or shapes similar to circle. If I type 0, enter, as you can see, it's like a circle. This rotation is the rotation around the first axis. If I give 0, it gives this value. Let's, for example, give another value. As you can see, it's start point, end point. Now if I select rotation, as you can see, by increasing this, it gives, if I give the 90, it will be similar to a line. Let's, for example, do this. As you can see, when I go near to 90, it's similar to a line. But if from 90 to 180, I go again, it goes to circle. Then from 180 to 270, it gets near to a line, as you can see. And finally, if I go from this part to this part, it gets to similar to a circle. So it was also information about how to work. Let me give the value and finish this. The last case is how to draw an elliptical arc. We can come to here and we can select the elliptical arc command to make it active. Now, as you can see, I have similar process of two previous cases. I can use both of them. If I select center, I can use the first method, and now the second method is active. So I select the second method, the start point, end point, and also, for example, the third point, which shows the endpoint of the second axis. But our working elliptical arc starts from here. As you remember, arc was some part of a circle in our arc command. When we talk about elliptical arc, it means that some part of our ellipse. So we will cut. Imagine that some our ellipse and some part of that is some as our elliptical arc. For example, I say my start point is here. Here I need to do it in 5 steps. We did 3 of them, similar to previous. Here I need to start with the start of my arc, elliptical arc, and end of my elliptical arc. I say this is my start of elliptical arc and this is my end of elliptical arc. As you can see, now it shows approximately that with a hidden line that this is your whole ellipse, but with showing you can see that it's an elliptical arc as a part of our ellipse. It was all the information from A to Z about how to draw an ellipse in AutoCAD. If any other description is needed, ask in the comment below and all of your questions will be answered. It was all the information about how to draw an ellipse in AutoCAD. We will continue our tutorial on our drawing panel. We will complete some of the commands to finish this part and start the new chapter, which is modify commands. I hope you found this tutorial useful. If it was useful for you, like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel to continue these tutorials with us. Thanks for watching, best wishes, take care and goodbye.